There we go. And the final book review is today's speaker, Michael Schratt. I got to tell you, I'm a visual guy. So this book is just, I mean, it hits the spot. Just briefly what it says here, a fully illustrated book details 20 historical UFO cases, which were secured from multiple research centers around the United States and had never been seen before. In addition, the publication also highlights multiple UFO encounters, many of with beings reported. A few cases covered in this book, the mystery airship wave of night, and then it goes on and on, talks about. I gotta tell you, knowing the stories and then seeing the illustrations that Michael has put together, it's just amazing. And I've got one special note on this. His book it's not in hard copy, it's in Kindle. But if you don't have a Kindle reader, which I don't have, you can go on Amazon and for free, you can download like a Kindle converter and read the book on your laptop. That's what I did. I was able to, I got that, then I ordered the book and I read the book on my PC. You didn't have to have a Kindle. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. And that's my book reviews for this month. Okay, this is why you people showed up. You didn't show up to hear from me talk about books and cases and stuff. Well, you might have wanted to talk about cases, but today's headliner, Michael Schratt, is a private pilot, an aviation historian, investigated UFO encounters for over 25 years. Between 2008 and 2009, Michael meticulously reviewed a minimum of 50,000 cases in an effort to maintain an important part of our national history. Recreated dozens of highly credible UFO cases by using drawings, illustration, and commissioned artwork. Many of these include USO, unidentified submerged objects, actual extraterrestrial encounters, and prehistory UFO cases. He has appeared on multiple media platforms to include the following: Coast to Coast AM, History Channel, Paranormal Matrix, UFO Hunters, Fade to Black. Guest speaker at multiple UFO conferences, including the following: Phoenix MUFON, Orange County MUFON, International UFO Congress, MUFON Symposium, and UFOCon. And with that, Michael, it's all yours.
All right, we're going to move on to the USS FDR. This is November 1958, Guantanamo Bay. They were on a shakedown cruise. I actually interviewed the primary eyewitness on this case. This is 9 p.m. at night, and the way the story was laid out to me, and this is reported in two internal newspaper clippings, including two of these flat top news journals. They also talk about this as well. There was a tremendous commotion below decks, and all these naval personnel were trying to get up to the flight deck. So you can imagine the chaotic scene here. 9 p.m., everybody's screaming and yelling. They're trying to get up to the flight deck. And what they saw when they got to the flight deck, here's the original MUFON report, was this 150 to 200 foot long cigar-shaped craft hovering over the flight deck. It had these rectangular cutout windows, and at least 25 naval officers, personnel, could see what looked like humans walking back and forth between these windows. They also could feel the heat radiating off this craft onto their faces below. So not only is it a CE2 because it had physical effects, but it's a CE3 because they had interaction with entities. So that qualifies it as a CE3. Next thing that happened is that this thing turned kind of a yellow-orangish color and departed at kind of a high rate of speed. But before that happened, Chester Grzinski, who's the primary eyewitness, said that what he could see is one of these beings who was looking back at the officers below on the flight deck raised his hand above his head and was waving to the guys below. I'm not making this up. This is his original sketch. He was actually waving to the people standing on the flight deck below. So what we've done, and I want to give credit to Tom Bogan, who's my illustrator here, we try to make these cases come alive to preserve an important part of our national history. We did a rendering. This is a rendering of what it may have looked like on the flight deck here, and then you can see this being waving at the officers below. And then we'll go ahead and switch to the enlargement. Here's the enlargement of what this thing actually looked like. So again, this is late 1957, early 1958, Guantanamo Bay. This is the USS FDR. This was the first aircraft carrier to carry nuclear weapons on board. It also had a history of these UFO sightings as well.